It's often said that confidence speaks volumes. But what if true confidence doesn't speak at all? While many assume women are attracted to men who are loud, outgoing, and the center of attention, reality often tells a different story. Many women find themselves drawn to the quiet man in the room, the one who says less, but somehow captures more attention. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like to the channel, and hit the bell for more videos. Let's uncover why women go wild for quiet men. Quiet men radiate mystery. A man who doesn't reveal everything at once makes a woman curious. His silence becomes a puzzle she wants to solve. That sense of mystery keeps her hooked and eager to know more. Silence feels like strength. Quiet men don't need to brag or boast. Their silence reflects emotional control, maturity, and strength. This calm energy is deeply attractive to women because it feels safe yet powerful. Quietness amplifies his actions. Instead of using words to impress, a quiet man lets his actions do the talking. And when actions speak louder than words, women notice every detail: his gestures, his eye contact, his presence. Quiet men stand out in a noisy world. Everyone is talking, posting, and oversharing. But the quiet man, he stands apart. His silence makes him unique, and women can't help but pay attention to the man who isn't trying to be noticed. Quietness sparks desire through curiosity. When he doesn't reveal what he's thinking, a woman's imagination fills the gaps. She wonders what's on his mind, why he's reserved, and what secrets he holds. That curiosity quickly turns into attraction. Quiet men seem more intelligent. Silence often gives the impression of thoughtfulness. Women assume that quiet men think deeply before speaking. That depth creates an intellectual attraction, making him stand out as someone different from the rest. They give women emotional space. Unlike overly talkative men who dominate conversations, quiet men create room for women to express themselves. That space makes her feel heard, valued, and connected. Quietness creates tension and excitement. A quiet man doesn't rush to reveal his feelings. That restraint builds tension, making her desire his attention even more. The suspense keeps her emotionally invested. Quiet men are hard to read. When a man is unpredictable, women find him exciting. A quiet man isn't easy to figure out, and that challenge makes women chase harder to discover who he really is. Quietness protects their value. Talk too much, and mystery is lost. But quiet men maintain an aura of exclusivity. Their silence protects their value, making every word they finally do speak feel powerful. Quiet men radiate mystery. There's something magnetic about a man who doesn't reveal everything. When he stays silent, it stirs curiosity. She wants to know more, to understand the layers he keeps hidden, and that mystery awakens desire. Silence feels like strength. A quiet man doesn't waste energy on unnecessary words. His calm presence shows control and self-assurance. That quiet confidence feels unshakable, and women naturally gravitate toward it. Quietness amplifies his actions. Instead of promising with words, he proves with action. A simple glance, a subtle gesture, a meaningful move. Those small things carry weight. His silence makes every action 10 times louder. Quiet men stand out in a noisy world. When everyone is trying to be heard, the man who doesn't try at all becomes unforgettable. His refusal to seek attention draws attention to him, and women notice the man who doesn't need to compete. Quietness sparks curiosity and desire. When he doesn't share his thoughts openly, her mind begins to wander. She wonders what he's thinking, what he feels, and why he stays reserved. That curiosity soon becomes attraction, pulling her closer. Quiet men seem more intelligent. Women often associate silence with depth. A quiet man appears thoughtful, analytical, and wise. Even if he doesn't speak much, when he finally does, every word feels valuable. They give women emotional space. A quiet man doesn't dominate the conversation. Instead, he allows her to express herself, to feel heard and understood. That emotional freedom makes her feel deeply connected to him. Silence creates tension and excitement. A man who doesn't rush to confess everything builds suspense. That tension keeps her guessing, keeps her leaning in, keeps her wanting more. Desire thrives in that space of the unknown. Quiet men are hard to read. Predictable men rarely create excitement, but a quiet man? He's a challenge. She can't figure him out easily, and that unpredictability keeps her intrigued. Silence protects their value. A man who talks too much gives away his entire mystery. But a quiet man? He reveals little, keeps people guessing, and protects his worth. When he finally speaks, his words carry unmatched weight. Quiet men exude self-control. Women admire men who don't react to every situation with impulsive words. His silence shows discipline. He doesn't get dragged into unnecessary drama. That control feels safe and attractive. Silence forces. Focus on presence. Without words to distract, she notices everything else. His eyes, his body language, his energy. And often, those unspoken signals speak louder than 1,000 words. Quiet men seem mysteriously confident. Confidence isn't always loud. Sometimes the man who doesn't need to say much shows he's secure in himself. That silent confidence feels magnetic. Silence feels different. Most men chase, talk, and flood her with attention, but his silence feels refreshing. It's different. And different is what captures her interest. Silence makes his attention priceless. When he finally does speak, listen, or give his time, it feels rare. That rarity makes her value his attention even more. Quiet men don't try too hard. Women can sense desperation. But a quiet man doesn't chase approval. His calm detachment feels powerful, and it makes women want his validation. Silence builds emotional intensity. Every pause in his words adds weight to the connection. She feels the intensity grow, not because of what he says, but because of what he doesn't say. Quiet men keep women guessing. She never really knows his next move. Is he interested? Is he not? That uncertainty makes her think about him more, and thinking about him creates attraction. Silence allows him to observe. Quiet men listen more than they talk. They notice details, pay attention, and read situations well. That awareness makes women feel understood on a deeper level. Quiet men carry an aura of depth. Even if he's not saying much, she senses there's more inside him, more experiences, more thoughts, more layers. And that depth is magnetic. Quiet men make women feel safe. Loudness can sometimes feel overwhelming, but a quiet man's calm presence feels steady. Women sense safety in his silence. It's comforting and reassuring. Silence makes him appear more mature. Immaturity often shows through endless chatter or bragging. But a man who speaks less gives the impression of wisdom and emotional maturity, which women find highly attractive. Quiet men are masters of mystery. A woman never feels like she fully has him figured out. That endless curiosity keeps her drawn in, always wanting to know more. Silence helps him control the frame. When he doesn't rush to fill the silence, it forces others to adjust to his rhythm. That subtle control over the interaction makes him the center of attention without trying. Quiet men don't reveal their vulnerabilities easily because he doesn't open up too quickly. His value increases. She feels privileged when he finally shares his thoughts or emotions, making that connection even more powerful. Silence makes his presence magnetic. A quiet man doesn't need to dominate the room. His calm energy naturally draws people toward him, especially women who are intrigued by his presence. Quiet men seem more mysteriously romantic. Because they don't overtalk, every small romantic gesture feels amplified. A simple touch, a lingering look, or a rare compliment from him feels unforgettable. Silence makes her chase. His attention, instead of giving her constant words, his restraint creates scarcity, and scarcity makes value. The less he gives, the more she craves his attention. Conclusion. Women don't always fall for the loudest man in the room. More often, they're drawn to the man who doesn't compete for attention, but commands it naturally. Quiet men awaken curiosity, spark desire, and radiate strength without saying a word. And that's why women go wild for them. A man doesn't need to be loud to be noticed. He doesn't need to fight for attention to be desired. Women go wild for quiet men because silence is powerful. It creates mystery, radiates strength, and awakens desire without effort. In a world full of noise, the quiet man remains unforgettable.